everyone, welcome back to the Battlefield. Ryan here, we have another Pauper video for you today. We are playing Turtle Eldrazi. So it's kind of like you use a lot of pings with the impact tremors and deal a lot of damage with Eldrazi Tokens, which has been played before on YouTube, but I wanted to try a couple of different builds and kind of smash them together a little bit. So this version, you can essentially go two routes. You can go Molten Gatekeeper, Impact Tremors, or we can go down the Cloakwood Swarmkeeper and Glimmerbeard, where you just get lots of tokens so you can do the Impact Tremors a little bit, and then get in with a huge Swarmkeeper and or Glimmerbeard, where you can sacrifice your tokens and get in with a giant one. I felt I just wanted to try the Swarmkeeper because it's kind of okay by itself and with the deck in the shell itself. Like we're running the County Gardens, ways to bounce the County Gardens, and essentially with all the other 2-drop Eldrazi spawn token creators, this thing can get to a 4-4 or 5-5 pretty quickly. So it's kind of nice by itself. It's like a Champion of the Parish kind of style. Outside of the deck, I wanted to try Echoing Courage because you get so many Eldrazi spawns, especially with this little card over here, Brood Birthing. This one, you get 3/0/1 Eldrazi spawn tokens if you control one already. So that is pretty huge. It's kind of like the that robot spell that we can't get on here. The clowning around, I think it's called, where you get 3/1/1 robots if you roll a 6. Anyway, the use with the Brood Birthing and then all the impact tremor effects and then using like an Echoing Courage as an anthem just to crack in feels pretty broken to me. So I wanted to try it out. So I really kind of amalgamized the two to make this impact tremors list. So anyway, essentially outside of that, it just uses really good purposeful cards. So Wrathing Chrysalis, Molten Gatekeeper is the impact tremors. Raphael, Tough Turtle is the other impact tremors, which a lot of people haven't tried yet. So it'd be good to try that. Glimpsing Impossible is essentially a Brood Birthing, but also it's card advantage as well when we need. It's an absolutely awesome top deck when we need it. Nest Invaders and Malevolent Rumbles are the best way to get Eldrazi spawn tokens out on turn 2. And Bequeathal is an absolutely crack card. The fact that you can just draw 2 off one spawn tokens that you're going to sacrifice anyway is just good. Over on the sideboard, it's a very clean-cut sideboard. So we've got Red Blast, Cast into Fires, Weather Storms, and Relics. So we've got a Graveyard Hate, we've got our Burn Hate, and then we got the Cast into the Fire. It was called Cast into Fire. But yeah, this card has just been a very, very good card. It's good against obviously the Rally Red decks and the fast decks, but also allow you to just slow down artifacts enough just to win the game. And I feel like maybe sometimes we need to fight over some Hydro Blasts to get our impact tremors into play. So I'm running a couple of Red Blasts as well. So essentially that's the deck. I think potentially what you could do, and I'll talk in the wrap up anyway, is you could remove some of these Swarm Keepers, run an extra Tough Turtle, 2 more Molten Gatekeepers, and maybe an extra Glimpse Impossible, and just push right into the Impact Tremors build. Because you'll see in the matches anyway, your opponent's on 20, but suddenly you're dealing 14 damage with the Impact Tremor effects, and then you tackle the Chrysalis, and they're just gone. So there's really, really a lot of play to this. If you like your maths, this deck is sick. So come along this little journey and watch me play these games. I was very impressed with how this deck works, and now we have so many more impact tremors. I feel like it is a lot better. If you do enjoy these videos, please feel free to like and subscribe. You can use code word SiegeRyan to get a little bit of money off and use mana traders after a couple of months, which is good. That's how I play all these decks. I have my coffee, my memberships. I normally release videos a little bit earlier, so if you want to see my videos before anyone else, you can follow with a membership. Without further ado, let's play some games, eh? I'll see you in the first one. All right, we're on the play. That's what you want. That's what you want here. Yeah, look, this hand's pretty good. Has everything. This Echoing Courage is a little bit out of it. We kind of need at least one, just like one token effect here, and then I think we're off to the races. You know, we can pull up a Bequeathal on it, but we can set up pretty well with putting an Impact Tremors. A Malevolent Rumble would be the best draw, so we can rumble into hopefully playing Bequeathal onto it. All right, Island go, they say. Island go. Oh, more Impact Tremors. Well, let's just get him for one. And let's just play an Impact Tremors. And we have... just cycling. Fair enough. Alright, let's drop this Impact Tremors. Alright, so we're playing against either Dimir, Control, or Terror. I'm not too fussed about that because we'll have more tokens than we will have Hot Dinners here. So I don't think that will be an issue. Let's Bequeathal here. Ooh, so not playing... So this tells me that they have a counter spell, essentially. So... we don't want to run into any token stuff just yet. I think what we do is we play the Mountain. And, I mean, we could have played the County Garden, but I think we want to drop the Impact Tremors and then play the Bequeathal on the County Garden. So let's, even like, we probably just want to play the Bequeathal still on an Eldrazi spawn token. So we'll tack for 1. And let's just drop this Impact Tremors. It's definitely the thing that's going to be... countered though. I smell a counter spell in my time here. The thing is, they're not advancing their game plan too much right now. And the County Garden will essentially do +2. So maybe we should have just played the County Garden, to be honest, and then put the Bequeathal on it. I actually really like these forests. I think that's really cool. I actually have this in foil. I was thinking like maybe I was going to get some unhinged basics for my modern zoo deck, but I really like that. Alright, Rumble's good. Let's just play this first. Like, again, we could get an Impact Tremors, but... And the extra green would have been good as well. Oh no, just a better attachment. Getting a snacker, discarding a snacker or something. Discarding an island. Alright, we're definitely off to the races here. We'll get a Nest Invader because I want more tokens. So it's just a shame we can't play because we don't have enough green. If I played the County Garden, we could have done this, but alas. Here I am. Here I am in front of you doing the wrong thing. Lots of tokens. We're on 13. So again, a Terror doesn't really bother me too much. And this, I mean, the Swarm Keeper is going to keep going, you know. Alright, Brainstorm. See, it doesn't really even bother me that much if they don't have, if they just get something for this Swarm Keeper, because we're just going to be using tokens to get them in the end. I'm more inclined for the Nest Invader to go first. So we'll try. I'm going to upkeep stop here randomly. Okay, now it's Swarm Keeper. Let's actually just start with that. I'm happy for them to counterspell this because I'd rather get the Nest Invader down. Okay. It works, and then we'll play... They can also run Suffocating Fumes, which is pretty legit. It's probably a good time to do it now. Use all that green. Okay, that worked. Okay. So now at least the Swarm Keeper's up in a general spot. So we'll always yield to these once I click them. So always yield on this. And let's just get him for 4. We're a pretty good sideboard as well against blue, so this is pretty good. Yeah, just need to cast down. This is very, very fair enough here. On our turn, I think we're just going to burn this Echoing Courage to essentially just Boros Charm with the spawn tokens. Unless we draw something good here. Because then we can essentially just get there with... How much is this? 1, 2, 3, 4... And then, yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it's basically good enough. Double Terror. Okay. Maybe we think about it a little bit differently now. This is another Terror. Gurmag Angler. Okay, that's scary. Alright. They're on 10. Let's see what we can do here. We will play that. I can't just want to play the Bequeathal one here. I'm wondering if they're going to counterspell that. We are still quite far off. We're not going to do anything, we're just going to pass. We're blocking the crap out of 1, I think. And they've got 2 cards left, and yeah, this Echoing Courage is quite nice. A Chrysalis would be a good draw. And just Lorien Revealed. Okay, that's good. At least we can do more with what we have. And this is... I mean, it could be a Spell Pierce, which is what we have to think about. Okay, they're attacking with everything. So we're definitely blocking with this one. And then they can't Terror or they can't play the Gurmag Angler. They take 4. They take 8. So essentially we need... Yeah, okay. This is good. So I think we cook them anyway with just the other stuff. We don't have to show them the Echoing Courage. Let's just play the Chrysalis first. It'll be 3, 4, 5. Now that's just a little bit of extra damage as well. Bequeathal is a good card, and we're still running it after this. But yeah, this is lethal anyway. Unless they have like a bounce for this, which is pretty good. But even then we still have our other thing here. So yeah, let's just play the Nest Invader. Because then we have like multiple blockers as well. Play this, and then we just sack these 2. So we're not using this Echoing Courage, but again, we're getting rid of this Echoing Courage in sideboarding. Yeah, there we go. Bequeathal, good card. Alright, so we'll bring in the relics and the blasts. We'll take out the bolts, they're not very good. So just going to take out the echoing courages and the bolts. Because the bolts aren't what we want to do. And we want to cut one other card. Swarm Keepers are too good here. Most things are probably pretty good. Maybe Glimpse Impossible. It feels pretty bad if they Spell Pierce that. And it's quite mana intensive as well. And really, Brood Birthing is the same card if we just want to get spawns down. Alright, this is a fantastic hand. So we'll keep this. We can go Swarm Keeper into Gruul Turf, and then we can play all our random stuff. And now if we just roll down, we can just drop a Chrysalis. This deck genuinely feels actually pretty good. And the Swarm Keeper as well is just like, you know, we can go tall and wide. It actually feels quite good. Okay, just Island go. Alright. Still good stuff. I mean, ideally I wouldn't mind like a mountain or something like that, so we can play just a Nest Invader outright. And then we can play another Nest Invader the following turn and then just play the Gruul Turf tapped. Alright. We're getting close to Terra territory here. Okay, Rumble. Yeah, we could bequeath onto the Cloakwood, but I think it's always better to do it on a spawn. So yeah, let's just swap over the forest. We didn't just put it on a spawn as well and just do the bequeath like that. It's not the end of the world. So I'll be running 4 Gruul Turfs as well because our land count is a little bit lower and sometimes it really matters. Alright, mental note. I'm keen to see Raphael as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They can give a terror to us. Angler instead? Nah, that's a good one. Also something that can't be red blasted, so. The good thing is, I mean, they obviously run like Arms of Hadar and stuff. I'm keen to get this Cloakwood going though. Let's play an Nest Invader. Play Forest. I kind of still want to just put the Bequeathal while I know this feels a bit silly, but put it on there. So at least we know we're going to draw 2 cards. And we're not attacking. Also, our clock is still better than theirs. And once we get other stuff going, I'm going to be feeling a lot better. Them doing Arms of Hadar. I guess we could have done Nest Invader to then keep the Cloakwood Swarm Keeper alive. Like, definitely can't Arms of Hadar now. Okay, spot removal, Tolarian Terror. All fine with me. I think next turn we are just going to drop the Chrysalis. There's a snacker, okay. They can crunch him for 5, that's fine with me. Alright, they're not attacking, okay. And it's got a Aquafire up. Okay, so we have to do Mindful Spell Pierce as well. I think here, because we know we're going to have the Chrysalis resolve, it's going to be good. Let's just sacrifice this and see what we get. A mountain would be good. Let's play Chrysalis. And then we'll just pick up the forest, I guess, and play the Gruul Turf. I just thought Scouring, okay. This also just handles the Sneaky Snacker. Like, we're in a little bit of a stalemate here. I think it's just genuinely hard to beat a lot of those cards. Like, just Chrysalis into most things, it's going to be hard to beat. And now we can, like, I think we start off with a Malevolent Rumble. If we hit a Impact Tremors or Raphael or a Molten, then we can start the Pain Train. Because we've got like 6 tokens in our hand as well. We've just got an absolutely cooked hand. I feel better about our board state than theirs. They might want to do the Chrysalis versus the Cloakwood Swarmkeeper. Let's just block this one. I'm happy just taking 5 just to see what we get, you know? They're giving it Death Touch or something. Oh, Lifelink. Oh, that's good. I don't know if it's enough though. Like, this Cloakwood's going to get big, and we got this Chrysalis that's going to get big as well. We have a Red Blast for whatever Terror they play next. I kind of want to play the Brood first, the Molten Gatekeeper first, and then just play Brood Spawning, to be honest, and just get a huge Chrysalis. Okay. Well, let's just play the Brood spawning. So essentially a bolt, and then it's just all this extra mana, you know? Guess I could have sacked the spawn token first. I probably should have done that first. And kept the green open. Yep. I'm gonna find taking some damage from them anyway, to be honest. This makes me think they have another Lorien revealed in their hand if they did that. We get this, and then we'll just crack in for, I think, everything. We'll just block. Gatekeeper we can't just do just yet. I could have stacked a little bit differently for 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think we just... And then before blocks, we'll just sack a couple spawns. Yeah, ideally we could have just rolled out way more spawns. But we don't need all these spawns. I'm going to get more spawns after this. Like next turn, we'll just bring back the Gatekeeper and then do more. That's fine. Yeah, they can attack for 6. That's fine. But we are going to be able to crack in for way more. And we'll churn through. We'll do the rumbles first, and we'll sack the other spawn tokens because we'll get a huge cloakwood this way, and then huge Chrysalis. I feel like it's hard gonna essentially beat that anyway. Really, what else do they have? They probably need to at least cast down one of these. It's got to be one of yours. All right, Terror. That's fine. And they can't gain life now because we'll just block with a spawn token. All right, two 5/5s. We'll block with a spawn token. And I don't gain life, which is absolutely cracked. We should have more spawn tokens though, essentially. Yeah, that's fair enough. All right, deck. If I can deal enough damage, let's just play the Molten Gatekeeper. And then let's sacrifice a spawn token and rumble. And try and get like an impact tremors. All right, there's a Raphael. I do want that. This seems like a good matchup. Let's sacrifice the spawn. Talk about cost reduction. And let's use colorless, play the Raphael. And let's play another rumble. Let's just try and grab a mountain, I guess, if we can. Nest of Air. I guess the forest is good as well. If we grab the forest... No, I guess the forest doesn't really matter. Let's just pick up another Nest Invader. I'm going to yield to these as well. Feels good. See if we can actually do enough damage to them. Yeah, there we go. It was a lot of damage, yeah. Attacking with that, and they're on 7 is pretty good. Oh, on the play again, let's go. All right, what do we get? Ooh, it's a little bit slow, but I think we still keep it. We got lots of lands that we can work with. Play Gruul Turf, return Gruul Turf. Carny Gun would be nice, I guess, but let's just play the forest. I'm a big fan of this forest. I like it. I do have Unhinged Forest, but this is just, it's nice. Look at that. What even is that at the bottom there? Who knows? All right, I'm playing against Sack. This should be interesting because Mortician Beetle will get huge. All right, we will start with just a Raphael because at least we can block them, and then we can play an Impact Tremors, and then yeah, so on and so forth. And hopefully we don't just die to a Mortician Beetle because that is going to be a very good card against us. We don't really have anything against that, so we have to try and get there, I guess. All right, this hand, look, it's good. It's a smidge slow, but the Gruul Turfs help out a lot with the land drops. Looks like we're playing against probably Grixis Affinity again, which we have done. I think we'll follow with the Mountain, just in case if they play anything that we want to get rid of. Like, just burning Refurbished Familiar is fine, and then we can get rid of a Forest because we'll play these Gruul Turfs. Essentially, this is card advantage if they... Well, now they can't. Sneaky Snacker. I really don't want to bolt that. But do we just... Yeah, no, we're not bolting that. We're better off using it for Because just going like Forest and playing a Nest Invader is pretty good. Maybe even just a Rumble. Rumble to try and get a Bequeathal or something. Yeah, I don't hate that. We'll do that. We'll just play this. I also take cards such as Wrath and Chrysalis. I heard that card's good. Ooh, Impact Tremors is also nice. We do already have a Molten Gatekeeper though. Let's just grab the Chrysalis. Get the spawn tokens to go. And then, yeah, on our turn, I think we just play the Gruul Turf and play a Nest Invader and say go. Unless we draw land. Well, honestly, we could just sack the spawn token and play a Gatekeeper. Alright, they are playing Esper, so they might have like a Ninja or something maybe. It's kind of fine by me if they do that. Okay. I'm just going to play this outright, I think. And then we'll just Gruul Turf. Alright, that was fine with them apparently. So let's pick up this Forest. And then, I mean, this Molten Gatekeeper can need a cast down, but at least we can return it back to play when we feel like it. God, my bridge. They're not doing too much over there. Like, no counterspells. What's in their hand? Maybe it's just Mirror Forces. In which case, I kind of just want to chill on this Chrysalis and play it when we really need to. I think we just, yeah, let's play this Nest Invader first, and then we play Rumble. Let's go Forest Rumble. We won't use the spawn token. Let's just build up a little bit, I think. Don't think they run anything too crazy. Let's play Rumble. We don't need to play the Chrysalis yet. I'm not too worried. Let's pick up, I want to pick up this Impact Tremors. It's going to come in handy. And let's get him for 2, I guess, while we're at it. The next turn, yeah, we got so much mana. We can play Impact Tremors and then play the Wrath and Chrysalis. They can counter the Impact Tremors if they want, and then, yeah, we'll have a Chrysalis then. So I'll be happy. Our clock's a lot better though than theirs. Alright, Crouch and Relic. Not too worried about that. But yeah, now they can play Mirror Enforcer. They can hard cast it, but it's not very good against Chrysalis. Also means they can't play Counterspell here because they only got 1 blue. Alright, picking up the Crouch and Relic, I would assume. To be honest, they don't really run Counterspells. If they want to just do that, then we will win the game slowly with all these Impact Tremor effects. Yep, you can get in. That's fine with me. Yeah. Let us just play Chrysalis first. Oh no, sorry. We'll play Impact Tremors first. And then we'll play Chrysalis. See, that's where I can do things right. And honestly, yeah, we'll click these through. I'm very keen to bring in these blue blasts. Let's always yield to these, always yield to these. Get the Chrysalis. 2 more. That's a lot of damage. Alright, we can play Mountain. Let's bolt this Core Skyfisher, and then we'll get in with the Gatekeepers. We'll still take out the we want the Cast and Defies actually. Alright, now they're pretty cooked now. We just have like lethal with this Glimpse Impossible if it resolves. And we also have a Chrysalis in play, which is pretty cooked. So turn passes to you. 6 cards in hand, but the best card advantage is opponent removal. So yeah, I'm not too worried about attacking. If they go Relic and just tap down the Chrysalis, I'm fine with that. No problems here. Yeah, I think we'll literally just bring in the Cast and Defiers just to help stave off some of these artifacts that go a little bit crazy. We probably don't even want to run the Red Blast here because these Affinity lists don't really run that much more stuff. Okay, so I think they decided that we were just going to win there. They're deciding on what their choices were going to be, and I think there weren't many there. So just bringing these Cast and Defiers. Again, I don't want the Red Blast. We'll take out these Lightning Bolts. Nice specific package here. And we'll just go into game 2. Alright, they chose to play first. This hand is actually pretty good, to be honest. So we can just go Swarm Keeper into Tremors. And if we find a good spot to hit maybe like an artifact land, normally these Esper lists are a little bit how you doing with their artifacts. Artifact lands. I wish this was an instance like Champion of the Parish where like it counted all of them. I think that'd be absolutely cracked. I guess we could have bring in Red Blast because they'll probably bring in like a Blue Blast with all the red cards that we run. But we have a lot of redundancy in this kind of deck. Geist Wave, draw cards. I'm kind of fine with this Dirtly stuff. I'm quite fine with that. So we'll play this and we'll play Impact Tremors, which is get it for 1. And then next turn we'll play the Bristling Backwards. I wouldn't mind because we've got all these extra mana. We don't have to go too crazy. We can play the Backwards and probably just cast into Fire something. And then playing 2 islands, so it makes me think we can hit like a tap land, a tapped artifact land. And then just play... Oh, no. Alright, they're playing Sneaky Snacker. Fair enough. And a Candy Trail. Let's just... I'm still going to play this Bristling Backwards because I'm probably going to Gruul Turf the Bristling Backwards. And then we can play like a Gatekeeper or a Glimpse next turn. I'm leaning towards a Gatekeeper. I do want to wait to play this Nest Invader for so we can play this Gatekeeper first. I feel good about being able to cast into Fire something. So I'm going to just pass the turn, honestly. And then, yeah. We'll just cast into Fire, even if it's a Sneaky Snacker. I mean, we're going to cast into Fire that land now. I know we could wait till they do a White Source. Refurbished Familiar. Interesting. I think we get rid of... We don't really need another land. Let's cook this Gruul Turf. We don't really need it. And everything else kind of works together. I'm tempted to actually just cast into Fire both these. Yeah, I think we just do that, to be honest. And that way we can... They might brainstorm or something and bring it back, but... I think this is fine to do, because then they only have 2 artifacts and they've lost all their other stuff. Yeah, let's just play the Gatekeeper. And then we'll get him with the Swarm Keeper. And then next time we'll play Nest Invader. We'll probably get rid of the Glimpse the Impossible, which sounds crazy, but I want to play Nest Invader and Bequeathal onto the Eldrazi Spawn. That's if they play the Refurbished Familiar or something like that, which definitely can be on the menu. And I don't mind. This is why I didn't cast into Fire yet. I just cast it into Fire then, because I don't think this matters too much. Okay, they can hit that. That's fine. Well, they can't hit that anyway. All right, they're looking for something. 3 cards left. And one of them is Cryogen Relic, and I'm drawing a lot of cards for the other stuff. Ooh. That's good. We will play the Nest Invader first. No. It's still correct to play the Nest Invader and then put the Bequeathal on it while we can. It's really tempting to just have another Impact Tremors, but we have 2 out, you know. Let's deal them 4 damage. Let's get them for 2. Let's and then next turn we're definitely gonna Bequeathal the Weasel to these. Let's get them for 2. Let's check the Bequeathal in there. I'm probably gonna be discarding this other one, to be honest. So we don't need all these extra lands when we've got Eldrazi Spawns. Like, the Mirror Enforcers aren't that good here. Normally they only run about like 4 or 5-ish basics. So it's pretty run that they've drawn all their basics because they obviously want the artifact lands to power up Mirror Enforcers and stuff like that, which they haven't really got to. But now, I mean, their board state's non-existent because of the cast into Fire. They don't really worry about Sneaky Snacker. So from here, yeah, we can just go pretty hard, to be honest. Like, we can sack the Spawn, draw 2 more cards. If we draw a land, you know, going Impact Tremors, yeah, that's fine. They can do that. Hopefully we just draw an untapped land. So we go Impact Tremors and then Glimpse. Alright, or we just draw a double turtle. Let's sack this first and just see what we get. Okay, we did draw that. I'm more inclined to play at least this first. You know, let's play the Raphael. Just play it all. and then play the County Garden and just cook them for 3 with the County Garden. Yeah, let's play this now. Because the Bequeathal's not that good. Always yield. Always yield. So they got rid of 1, but we just have another 2. And let's just attack with the Molten Gatekeeper, and then yeah. We basically just need this Glimpse the Impossible to resolve because it's 9 damage, which is crazy. Deck feels good. Deck feels very good. It's obviously very good against these clunky, well not even clunky, just these mid-range lists. And obviously Terra, because we can block everything from Terra. Yep, okay. That's fine. They're on 6 though, so we can just go Glimpse and it's still lethal. We're definitely just going to target this plant token. Okay. I mean, we have to Glimpse first here. They could very well have a counterspell for this. Their last card needs to be a counterspell. Alright. We don't want to play any of that. Just attack with these. And then, yeah, we'll just get 6 spawns. Or 3 spawns and do 6. Bada bing, bada boom. That's 6 damage. Click you. Yep, there we go. Alright, we're on the play. We've been on the play a lot today. It's been fantastic. This hand's also good. So we can go Swarm Keeper into Swarm Keeper, Gruul Turf. And hopefully they don't just cook us to something specific. I'm really digging this forest though. It's just so whimsical. Big fan. So go ahead. Nice little turn. Swarm Keeper, and then the following turn we can play Impact Tremors. And hopefully we just draw a Chrysalis or something like that, and we can really, you know, apply the pressure. Hopefully no combo. Ooh. Interesting. Hopefully we're not playing against a... we'll just play this other Swarm Keeper. We just do this all now, it doesn't really matter. They got tap land. Play this, return the forest. And we want to get the Impact Tremors down first. It kind of... Oh, no. What we'll do is we'll play the forest and play the Nest Invader. So they at least get a counter, and then we'll play sacrifice and play the Impact Tremors. That way we just get a bit more damage in. And then we can follow up with a Rumble and then whatever else we hit. Because it's technically more damage. Like you obviously want to do... Ooh, that's a nice forest. Oh, main deck and the festivities. Alright, well now we're just playing Impact Tremors. That's brutal. So mean. Why are you running that main deck? It's very good against me. Main deck end of festivities. It's crazy. Alright, well, hopefully we just draw some Chrysalises, eh? Ooh, it's like a Jund deck. I'm really digging that forest, that's for sure. A bit of a rumble in the jungle. Let's look at what this deck looks like here. Pestilence. Oh my gosh. Well, hopefully we just get some of these Impact Tremor stuff down, and then maybe we can just finish them off with... Yeah, we can just get them down with that. That's what I'm hoping anyway. Let's just play a rumble first. We will play like this because we're likely going to play a Nest Invader. Well, that's pretty good. Yep, we'll yield to that in a second, and then let's just play this Nest Invader. And then let's try and get a turn. I mean, we can do a turn where we can just sack these spawn tokens, which is actually pretty good. Let's just sacrifice and play a Gruul Turf, pick up the forest. And also we just get 2 turns of the stuff, which is pretty good. Problem is we need to use all our red sources. We need to draw them another mountain. That's what we need to do. Let's play this Gruul Turf, return this forest. We'll pass. Yeah, so next turn we can go, I mean we can even play the Rumble actually. It's kind of like, I want a turn where I can just power out the 2 Molten Gatekeepers, but I think we just go 1 Molten Gatekeeper. Basilisk Gate, holy moly. This land base is wild. This is like Jund Gates / something else. Utopia Sprawl. Okay, okay. They took the Pestilence, which makes sense in this deck, but you need black mana to take to get Pestilence to work. If no creatures are but sacrifice, this creature deals 1 damage to each creature and each player. But I feel like we can get them down more. I know they're running food, they're probably running a cat as well. But I'm feeling okay. I'm actually feeling okay with what our deck can do. We're definitely going to try and get this this Chrysalis down next turn. Well, they have their own Chrysalis, but our Chrysalis will be a lot bigger than their Chrysalis. Just not particularly maybe this turn. We're bouncing heads a little bit, I think. I mean, we can just block it. I think this Impact Tremors is going to do a lot of work for us. It's another Impact Tremors. I kind of want to wait then on these Gatekeepers. If we go another Impact Tremors, because this is how we're just winning. That's why I'm playing it all now anyway. I guess we can go Forest and just play the Chrysalis. It's probably the best thing to do still anyway. And the next time we can use our red and play our red and then play out the Rumble, and then hopefully just gets anything else. So I should yield to these, yield to all. This comes in, another 2. Now we're cooking. Yeah, Pestilence doesn't look too scary now, does it? The fact that we're going to go Molten Gatekeeper and then like 1 token just does... I mean, they're dealing 2 and then 3, 5. I think we just got them cooked next turn. This is actually a pretty good deck. It surprisingly just like wins out of nowhere sometimes. Alright, there's a Cauldron Familiar. I mean, it's good with food, but there's no infinites with it, so I'm not too stressed about it, to be honest. Yeah, Fnatic Offering is a good card. But I think we're pretty well suited against this deck. Land. We got a lot of cards in hand. Again, we're just going to go off with these Gatekeepers in our graveyard, though. It's going to be good. It's going to be very good. We just really need to hit like a Nest Invader or something. A Nest Invader cooks them. That's exactly what I want. Right, they're rumbling here. What do they hit? Malvin Rumble, Basilisk Gate, Utopia Sprawl, Gateway Plaza, and Wooded Ridgeline. The mana base is probably a bit interesting with this Basilisk Gate. 3 colors, and not they should just be running the other gates really. But I understand they want the Utopia Sprawl as well. It's probably a bit too hard to get things to work straight up. Okay, now they've kind of tapped out. I'm feeling a bit better now because their Pestilence doesn't really do anything. Like they can't really attack here. We can attack, but that's not how our deck wins. So, all right, let's play these 2 Gatekeepers out of the yard. Well, they're gonna do this first. Revealing an encounter. Rapacious one. Rapacious one. Holy moly! Damn. Let's go. Got some good Eldrazi spawn action going. Alright, our turn. Okay, well, we're still going to play these 2 Gatekeepers. 1. Now let's just see quickly, actually. Now we've got 3. If we just play, if we just sack a spawn and the spawn play this, yeah, that's just, this uber amount of damage. And then we just play the Mallet Rumble, but this is 9. Click all through the damage. We've clicked like 20 damage with this deck. Always yield to this. And then the Chrysalis comes in. And then we got Rumble just in case if they gain a life somehow. There we go. Against their deck, I don't really want to do anything actually against their deck. I think we just run it as is, really. Cast and Fires doesn't really do anything. I mean, we could bring it in for the cats, but I think everything else, like the Lightning Bolt's even better just to get some reach going. They bring like Arms of Hadar, but again, the spawns don't matter too much. And the Festivities is a real, that's a hot take. That's a real hot take. All right, looking at this hand is not playable at all. They're keeping 7, we have to mulligan. We will keep this. I think we just get rid of the bolt. And then we go forest into County Garden, which is good. And we just hold off on this Melon Rumble because we're not going to. Oh, there we go. We got red. At least we have a bit of an attacker here. And this Rumble is essentially just trying to fit in an impact tremors or something like that. If they don't draw rather Chrysalis, we're pretty good as well, to be honest. Let's see if they want to end the Festivities. Oh no, it's Utopia Sprawling. Okay. Back to us. Alright. Yeah, let's just play the County Garden. And that's good once we have a Impact Tremors. Now we're end the Festivities proof. So let's attack. And yeah, next turn I think we just play Rumble and then we'll play the Gruul Turf picking up the County Garden, really. We need some red now. Especially if we hit like a Raphael or any of our pingers. It's a very interesting build. If they're running Fanatical Offerings, they probably just want to run Ichor Wellsprings instead for the extra draws. And the cats, I guess because of the food, it works better with the cats. They're bottomed, what's good for us. Okay, Nest Invader. Yeah, we're still going to fire off this Rumble. Hit up this Cloak Swarmkeeper. Ooh. I guess we just pick up another Swarmkeeper. We're still going to do the Gruul Turf first. Let's play this, pick up the County Garden. Just that way we can go with everything else, like this Swarmkeeper again gets bigger. We can play the other Swarmkeeper and play County Garden. I don't want to play the Brood Birthing until... Yeah, I don't really want to play the Brood Birthing just yet. And I want to kind of also keep Chrysalis back as well for some extra shenanigans. We can't play Chrysalis anyway because of how we return our lands. But I think just having something that we can deal more damage is pretty good. We also might just hit like a cast down effect. Yeah, Bone Shards, okay. Sacking the land. There you go. Getting the food. I'm going to play that first. Because it has to be a creature then. Okay, so that's discarded. Still, it's a 2-for-1. Another land. I mean, yeah, again, any kind of impact tremors effect is going to be fantastic. Maybe it even is just cutting these cloakwoods and running more impact tremors. They just build off each other so well. Run like 3 Raphaels and what have you. Okay. I'm tempted now just to like play the Swarmwood here, and then we'll play the Mountain and then play the Chrysalis. It's probably just the best way to use our mana. We haven't seen any Pestilences yet, and this is the best way to get the clock going. And now, because we've got the Brood Birthing, we can make an absolutely cooked as Chrysalis. And then the Festivities is a sorcery, so we don't have to worry about it on our turn. If they do have it, then we can just play the Nest Invader first, and then play that. The Nest Invader, that, just get it absolutely cooked Chrysalis, and then get in. And then otherwise, we just get in with a 5-5. Like, this will be a 5-5 after this, this, and this. So we're top with this Limbus. Okay, they are end the Festivities. So yeah, we'll just sack these. That's fine. Like, as long as they don't have a Bone Shards, I think we're absolutely fine. We should have waited for one first because of Lightning Bolt's a card, but that's okay. Because they can respond if they're both on the stack. And then playing a Gateway Plaza. Which is a gate. Anything else? I've got 1 card left in hand. Okay, well, I'm feeling pretty good now. Impact Tremors off the top would be absolutely amazing. We're getting it for 9 though. Unless they want a Bone Shards, now they want a Limbus. Okay, that makes sense. I'm also just going to sacrifice everything just to make this thing bloody huge. I mean, that's nice as well. Let's just play Nest Invader. Actually do it all now, which is nice. So we'll sacrifice that and do the Nest Invader. Just get in. So this is like the other side of the deck. So this is how we're seeing the deck function without any impact tremor effects. If we did, it'd be absolutely insane. Oh, sorry, we do need the token for that. So that I guess I can just wait. We should just send the Brood Swarm. That's okay. These are technically actually more damage anyway. It's more if they have another End of Festivities. Yeah, if you control an Eldrazi spawn. Yeah, we won't be controlling an Eldrazi spawn because we have to sack that. Just get in. I mean, it doesn't really change our clock too much anyway, really. But we probably should just play that instead of Nest Invader, because if they have another End of Festivities, then it just makes this a non-existent card with no text on it. But yeah, they're looking down 10 damage now. If they're Bone Shards, and we got 4, and we just get an extra point on there. Right, they're playing Pestilence, but they don't have any black mana to use the Pestilence. Playing Lembas, 0 cards left, they just have a Mountain. They use the black mana to do that as well. But yeah, this is just lethal in play now. Don't have another land to crack a Lembas or anything like that. I mean, they top that. It might be a land so they can Lembas, I guess. But they're staring down lethal. So I guess it's good to show you just that this is the other side of the deck anyway, really. Let's do a quick wrap up. Okay, so this was the deck. Wrap up in terms of, I guess, what we would change with this deck. I liked most of it. I think what you could probably do is you could really just get rid of the Swarm Keepers and then just essentially run like another Turtle and then 2 more Molten Gatekeepers and just cut the Echo Encourages as well. I think you don't really need them. You can just go full on the Impact Tremors and then run like probably an Eldrazi Repurposer, to be honest. You could run something like a Utopia Sprawl or something just to start the train going, but I think it's fine with the Gruul Turfs and the Backwoods and the Carney Gardens. That's probably what I would do. I'd just cut the Swarm Keepers and just go full into the tokens, machine gunning, essentially. Sideboard wise, I don't think I've really changed anything either. Like, this is just to slow down Affinity or the fast decks. You've got the blue stuff, Weatherstorm, and then just a couple of graveyard shenanigans. This could maybe be a Tormod's Crypt if you're worried about Spy Combo a little bit more, but I think it's fine like this anyway. You could, I guess, run Collector Oath instead of the Cast into Fire, but I think this just fits the mold pretty well. And I guess in Rally Red and Burn and stuff like that, you bring in the Weather the Storm, so you could probably even just cut the Cast into Fires and run the Troublemaker Oaths is probably the correct thing to do. So we still keep our high creature count. But really that just swapped into where the Lightning Bolts are anyway. But yeah, that's essentially the deck. Let me know what you think about in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.